Saturday. Saturday always a great day, but even better when it's race day. And welcome to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live. Racing radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and thanks so much for joining us today. Big news last week here on Laptime Live. NASCAR superstar Tony Stewart confirming that he will be competing in the upcoming Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour Cocopah Cup Challenge. That, of course, coming up next weekend, a week from, yesterday and a week from tonight at Cocopah Speedway. And we certainly hope that you caught our interview with Tony last Saturday here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400. If you didn't, it is available online at youtube.com. Just search for Cocopah Speedway Laptime Live. Show date, February 16th. You can also find that link through the Cocopah Speedway Facebook page. Today, though, the focus is back on the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series. Action tonight with racing at 7 p.m. in the Napa Auto Parts Factory Stocks, the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, the IMCA Northern Sport Mods, the Pro Stocks, and in the IMCA Modifieds. And for many of the drivers running tonight, just a little over a month since they last hit the track, so safe to say plenty of pent-up anticipation that's set to be unleashed on the 3/8-mile Cocopah Speedway Oval tonight. Our guest today on Laptime Live, Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock from right here in Yuma. He's one of the many drivers looking forward to their track return tonight. And Jimmy, you'll be joining us in just a few minutes. First, though, a quick look at the standings heading into the action tonight, starting with the factory stocks, where Miles Morris is your leader, followed closely by Rick Hibbard. Wayne Rebello just 5 points back of Morris for that lead position. Just a couple of points back of him, Patty Rebello from out of San Diego, and Amy Teague holding down that 5 position in the factory stocks. In the street stocks, the points stack up as follows. Dave Amos will enter competition tonight as the points leader in a tie with Brawley's Stephen Dafford. Just 2 points back of them, Yuma's Joey Essery, and just a point further back, Alpine California's Mike Harlan. And a two-way tie for the number 5 position, where Rodolfo Noriega and today's guest Jimmy Davy are holding down that number 5 position. Turning to the IMCA Northern Sport Mods, the points to date so far, Ty Rogers of Yuma, your points leader. Cody Daffern from out of Brawley, just 3 points back. Another 3 points back to third, where Madera, California's Steven Streeter holds down the number 3 position in the sport mods. Oscar Duarte and Brian Kerwin, both from here in Yuma, rounding out your top 5 in the sport mods. In the pro stocks, Brett Samala from Yuma will enter competition tonight as your leader. Mike Lurwill from out of Lakeside, California, 4 points back of Samala, entering competition tonight with Roy Daffern, Joe Haynes, and Tommy Thompson rounding out your top 5. And finally, in the full-blown IMCA Modified, your top 5 in the track championship race round out as follows. Lance Murray from out of Imperial, the points leader, in a tie with Jason Breeze out of Cleghorn, Iowa, and also Marlon Seidler from Underwood, North Dakota. Then you move all the way back to the number 4 spot. Mojave Valley's Austin Black holds that position down, just 3 points back. And then a 3-way tie for the number 5 position with Imperial Steve McCullough, Mojave Valley's Bill Meyer, and Brawley's Russell Allen, all holding down that number 5 spot. And you can expect to likely see some shuffling in the IMCA Modified points over the next few weeks. A number of the out-of-town drivers noted in the top 5 likely on a local limited schedule, opening the way for a number of Yuma drivers looking to climb quickly in the standings. Among them, Keith Tabor in the number 28, Bobby Horton in the number 3, Cody Grabby, Johnny Swenson, Doug Rivera, and more, all expected out for action tonight. Noted that we saw Breeze earlier this week. Breeze back in the Yuma area, and he too expected to be on track tonight. Something else to look forward to this evening. The ladies are back in action on the Speedway Oval tonight. Powder Puff race set for tonight. Could feature 12 or more women out for bragging rights, and that one could get pretty wild considering the finish of the last Powder Puff race at Cocopah Speedway back in December. A 3-car melee at the finish was a lot of fun then. Should be a lot of fun tonight. And remember, action gets underway tonight at 7 at Cocopah Speedway. It's Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. 1400 Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino. Our special guest, Jimmy Davy, joins us when we return in just a moment.
Truckmates, Yuma's Fix Up Your Pickup Truck Store. If you can bolt it on a truck, Truckmates has got it. Your truck treats you right. It gets you there, and it gets you back in one piece. Why not treat it to the best? At Truckmates, we deny your truck nothing. Whatever it wants, whatever it needs, Truckmates has got it. Truckmates is proud to announce we're now doing lifts and leveling kits by BDS Suspensions. With the BDS Suspension motto of use it, abuse it, how can you go wrong? And BDS Suspensions come with a lifetime warranty. That goes for commercial too. And all Truckmates suspension work is by ASC certified mechanics. And don't forget, Truckmates has the very best spray and bed liners for your pickup truck, your Jeep, your trailer, your boat, and of course, shelves and lids from Snug Top. Weather tight and secure. It's Snug Top every time. Snug Top at Truckmates. And while you're there, stop by Sprague Sports and check out the cash for used guns. That's right, free appraisals, consignment trade, and cash for your used firearm. Truckmates, 32nd Street, next to Lowe's.
Special Olympics of Yuma are having their 14th annual golf tournament Saturday, March 9th at the Cocopah Golf Course. It's an 8 a.m. shotgun start with cash prizes to the top 4 teams and a men's and women's longest drive and closest to the pin contest. Tournament includes cart, continental breakfast, and lunch. Fee sponsorships are also offered. This local program supports over 100 cognitive and physically challenged individuals. All proceeds go to local Special Olympic athletes and events. Contact Kathy Rees for more info at 246-6770.
And welcome back to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, racing radio here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400. Laptime Live brought to you by Cocopah Casino. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and we welcome to the studio now Yuma's own Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock. Davy, of course, the 2012 Factory Stock champion at Cocopah Speedway, as well as the 2010-2011 Factory Stock Most Improved Driver. And Davy's made the step up this year into the Street Stock division, and as noted earlier, currently sits tied for 5th in the Street Stock season point standings. And Jimmy, welcome.
Hi, how you doing, Mike? Glad to be here.
Well, glad to have you today, and you've got a visitor along with you as well. You want to introduce us?
Yeah, this is the guy that runs everything behind the scenes, Jim Davy, team owner, team everything else.
Well, Jim, welcome to you as well.
Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Well, glad both of you could be with us here today on Laptime Live. Of course, racing action tonight out at the Diamond in the Desert, and that, of course, makes Saturdays a busy day for all of us. As we noted getting into this, you've stepped up into the Street Stocks this year. Again, the Factory Stock Championship, well, just a couple of months removed from claiming that. How's the transition into Street Stocks going for you so far?
Well, the cars are a lot more different than I thought they'd be, besides the fact of having power steering now and the more power in different tires. It's a lot to get used to. So we're just trying to make small steps and keep improving every week.
In terms of that transition, you mentioned a couple of differences in the car. Any one thing that stands out as having been the biggest surprise so far? And again, bearing in mind we're just a couple of races into 2013.
Yeah, the biggest thing is having power steering. They didn't have power steering in the Nova, so it was all muscle. Now I have a power steering and a quickener, so I'm going from really throwing my back into driving to trying to finesse it. So,
Jimmy, what first got you involved in oval track racing here in Yuma?
Well, my dad here, started going to, well, he's been going to the track since the 60s, right?
Yeah, 68.
So, yeah, and then he's taken it, we went to Cocopah Speedway and then moved over to Yuma Speedway and just been going all our lives and stuff. So, and we did some RC racing growing up as well, and just once the track reopened, just decided that this is the time to finally do it.
Now, you've actually been behind the wheel of a race car. Well, it would be right around 2 years, maybe just a little bit longer than that. You've kind of come a long way in a hurry.
Yeah. 2 years is all we've done. Besides the RC car racing, no other car racing experience besides driving around town like everybody else. So.
Well, 5 feature wins during your debut season. That's coming out there and making a statement.
Well, we had a good car, and thanks to my dad here, he, does a lot of the homework with the engine work and making sure that everything's good to go, and finishing every night, and that's the biggest thing right there.
From event to event out at Cocopah Speedway, we know the weather can change. We know track conditions obviously are going to vary from week to week. Are there particular things in terms of your prep for each week, that you look for to bring out to the track on race day?
With the factory stock, there wasn't much that we could change with it besides air pressures being that, and yeah, that's all we could really do with the factory stock because there was no weight jacks or anything like that in it. So we're just starting to learn how to set up a car like with adjustment to it. So yeah, like I said, besides air pressure, you have to adjust your driving style in the factory stock, and not so much with this car.
In terms of doing that, we often talk about racing being team-oriented and a big, large family to boot. Getting help from some of the other competitors that you're racing against each week in terms of advice or things to do on setup?
I've just been
learning by doing
stuff off, bouncing stuff off people, and looking on the internet to try to get like baseline setups and like spring rates and whatnot, and just trying to learn as much as I can. And as far as like other competitors, like especially last year, we'd try to help out everybody that we can at the same time, and as keep on racing forward with our team as well. After the summer break, the last weekend before the first race, we had Craig Eber's 22 car. We had his engine out 2 times and transmission 3 times out. So at our garage. So
how much time do you typically put in during a race week in terms of car prep, working on the engine, working on different adjustments that you want to make? It can be a full-time job on top of a full-time job, can it not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we put most of our work time in generally on the weekend. We don't have too much time during the week unless we have a back-to-back race, and then that will require more effort. Most of our prep time is the Saturday prior to race Saturday, where we do most of our changes and repairs, and whatever that carries over into the week, that's what we do. So we try to get as much done as possible on that Saturday, and hopefully just a little bit on Sunday.
And then like body work or stuff like that I can get done during the week, I'll do that as well. So.
You've got a classy looking car. How much time do you spend on that aspect of it? Because presentation is a help.
Quite a bit actually. Back when it was the very first season that we started, when it was black, red, and white, I was painting it every week to just touch up, and we try to keep it as well represented for the sponsors and for everybody else as we can. So
we're talking to Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock. He's going to be in action tonight out at the Diamond in the Desert, Cocopah Speedway. You are listening to Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Thank you, Yuma, for voting Sign Pro Yuma's best sign and banner shop for 2012. Remember Sign Pro for all your sign needs, like vehicle graphics, magnetics, and custom stickers, and more. Call 783-7776 or stop by Sign Pro today. And thanks again for voting us Yuma's best sign and banner shop.
The
Shortest month of the year just became the best time to buy. Fisher Chevrolet Buick GMC has only 28 days to sell 150 vehicles. To do that, the values must be strong. And they are. New Fisher Chevrolet Malibus discounted over $3,000. New Silverados discounted $7,000. Over 150 used vehicles priced thousands below book value. We're counting them down and moving them out. Only through the 28th and only at Fisher Chevrolet Buick GMC in Yuma.
Prices plus tax, license, and fees on approved credit and select models.
When you want to stay informed, all you need to do is tune in to Outlaw Country. When breaking news happens in Yuma, the Outlaw Country News Department is on top of it. News Director Jennifer Blackwell is quick to provide news information and updates to keep the community informed. Over the airwaves and on Facebook and Twitter. When you want Yuma news you know you can count on, keep it right here. Outlaw Country is your home for the best classic country and Yuma news with Jennifer Blackwell.
Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. Mike Stanhope here, and once again, welcome back to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino. And talking with us again this morning, Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock. He'll be in action tonight out at Cocopah Speedway. And Jimmy noted in some of the bio info that we had on you that you used to be involved in off-road on two wheels. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that might play in a little bit to the mental approach to racing at Cocopah Speedway?
Well, I got into it a little late. I was about 24 years old, and there are some guys at Home Depot where I used to work that rode dirt bikes, and I went out to the track here, Happy Track, and went out one time on an 80, being 6'3". It was pretty funny watching me ride it, but I just got hooked right then. And I've been riding since then, so about 8 years now. But it really helps you in the fact that stuff doesn't come at you so fast. When you're on a dirt bike on a motocross track, things really come at you fast, and there's a lot more like our stuff in the dirt that you have to watch and be careful of, and riders flying at you or whatever, and so, I mean, there's bigger chances, I think, on that than with the cars. It's a lot safer in the cars, that's for sure.
So in terms of anticipation, kind of, that really served as some good prep, because you are kind of able to look ahead and anticipate things sometimes before they actually happen, and you're able to avoid them.
Yeah, that's actually, really one of the big things is like keeping your mentally sharp out there, and being able to like kind of read what's going on with people and anticipating and getting it out of the way. It really helps out in keeping the car clean and less work done during the week.
We know it is a big time commitment indeed. Well, let's suppose for a second you weren't hopping behind the wheel of a race car at a Cocopah Speedway for the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series. If you weren't doing that on race weekends, what would you be doing?
Probably still riding my dirt bike out at Happy Track. They have practice out there every couple of Saturdays, or couple of Fridays or Saturdays, depending on how they're racing at the track here. So probably just be out there and practice racing all the guys out there. Still enjoy doing it.
Well, we are ever so glad to see you out on track at Cocopah Speedway, and we hope that situation doesn't present itself where you ever have to make that choice, because we surely enjoy seeing you. What motivates you in terms of the competition at Cocopah Speedway?
Well, just trying to improve every week and do the best of my abilities, and it's a great learning experience, and just the competition factor itself really helps, like driving you forward and trying to learn, trying to be the best that you can be. And that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to step up, because we wanted to race Adolfo and Daffern and Horton and all those people, and get with a good fast group of guys that that are there every week.
You feel like you're with them at this point, or that just a little bit further down the road?
No, that's further down the road. We just hope to make improvements every week, and we did all right, but lap time wise we're a little bit off last couple of weekends, the first 2 weekend racing. So like I said, we did better from the first night to the second night, so we keep improving. Hopefully by the end of the season or mid-season we'll be at least challenging being up front. So
well, notwithstanding perhaps your own disappointment in lap times from a few weeks ago, we again note tied for fifth in the standings. That puts you at a tie with Mr. Noriega, who you just mentioned. So that's still got to feel good.
Yeah, no, that weekend went better than expected. I went in there just wanting to finish, and perfect situation would be top 5, and we ended up getting fifth the first night. So it went better than expected, to tell you the truth. And just building off each weekend is the key for us, and learning as we go.
In terms of the street stocks, what are you foreseeing? A couple of years in the street stocks, and then maybe move up, or just kind of a wait and see at this point, depending on how the experience goes?
Well, we'll see what the team owner says.
We basically try to achieve a championship in each class that we're in, and then at that time we'll decide if we want to move up or not. But once we achieve the championship, we feel that we have accomplished our goal in that class. So the modified class is all over the United States, and the pro stock class is a pretty good class, but I think the modified class is the one that's nationally, and the IMCA stock car that's coming out now is a national class, which would be, I think it's going to make a big improvement at the Speedway once that comes into play.
And we would note that is certainly in the works. So I'm hearing some ambition here, definitely wanting to make a mark on the regional and national basis.
Yeah, sure. I mean, why not? Just try to, keep going forward and do the best we can. So we'll see where it takes us.
Who's the people who are most responsible for you being able to be out each week in competition at Cocopah Speedway?
My dad here, Jim Davy.
I'm sure there are many others, though, who make it possible for you to get out.
There's a lot of people that help us out. One of our biggest sponsor is RV Peddler. Thank Byron Page and Faye Pyle, and CJ's RV helps us. Raider Direct helps us. Chassis Dynamics does a lot for us. Franklin's Tire and Suspension helps us. Raider Direct. There's a lot of people. Midas Muffler. Team Ramco, Flash and his crew down there has done a lot for us. Got us out of a couple jams last year when we were strapped, and I mean we couldn't do it without their help. But it's, as we all know, it's a very expensive venture to try to run up front. So, but that's our goal.
Well, we wish you continued success with that. I want to ask, do you have an inspiration in terms of somebody that you might look up to as a driver?
Robbie Gordon's always been my personal favorite driver growing up, because he whatever you put him in, he is always fast no matter what, whether it be NASCAR, off-road trucks, whatever. So that was my guy.
So based on the two-wheel experience in your past, four-wheel experience now, maybe branching out further as time goes along?
No, I'm good with the dirt track stuff. So I got friends that are in there, and that's a big time stuff right there.
Always fun to go watch, if nothing else.
Oh yeah,
so.
for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be neat when the short course trucks are out at the track here in June or July or whatever it is.
So we'll certainly be looking forward to that, and of course we'll be passing along more information when we get closer to that as well.
Yeah.
Funnest thing that's happened to you in a race car so far in your career?
Most fun, has to be that first win. that was awesome, and then the championship was really good too, because that's. But as far as most fun, just getting out there and really dicing with the guys and having really good races with like Miles Morris and Steve Anthony. Last season we had some really good races between the three of us, and it was a really good time. Hopefully we can have some more with the new guys in the street stock class.
Do you have a prediction for us for tonight?
I predict the finish. that's all. Goals top 5 again, and if we keep building, maybe we can start having a bigger goal. But for right now, the top 5.
Well, Jimmy, we wish you the absolute best of luck tonight in round number 3 of the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series. Jimmy, of course, competing in the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, and we start race action tonight out at the Speedway at 7 p.m. Jimmy and Jim, we thank you both ever so much for coming in today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And Jimmy Davy, and thank you to Jim Davy as well. Jimmy again in action tonight at Cocopah Speedway in the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, along with the factories, the IMCA Northern Sport Mods, the Pro Stocks, and the full-blown IMCA Modifieds. Gates open at 5 with racing at 7 p.m. tonight at the Diamond in the Desert Cocopah Speedway. And don't forget about tonight's Powder Puff race. Yes, the ladies at it again tonight, geared up and ready to go fast. And going to be a quick turnaround after tonight's program of racing. The big 2013 season keeps accelerating as, of course, we're just 1 week out from the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour and the Cocopah Cup Challenge presented by Cocopah Casino. Stars of the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series descending on Yuma for 2 nights of racing next Friday and Saturday nights. And to get the biggest news of all, the 3-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion, Tony Stewart, will be here to run his Chevy Performance Parts number 14 Sprint Car both nights. Stewart back and forthing next weekend between Yuma and Phoenix, where he'll be competing next Sunday in the Subway Fresh Fit 500. And, of course, all eyes will be on Stewart tomorrow as he looks for the win in the 55th running of the Daytona 500. Stewart and his Stewart-Haas racing teammates, Danica Patrick, Ryan Newman, they've all been fast in practice this week, and Patrick, of course, with the pole for tomorrow's 500. Stewart starting on the inside of row number 7. A lot of talk about drivers who may be making the trip on over to Yuma. Some other possible NASCAR names that we might or might not look at, including Newman, perhaps, along with Greg Biffle, who's partnered up with Jerry Schramm, the owner of several Pacific Northwest tracks, recently hosted Jerry out at Cocopah Speedway. Possible they may be bringing in a car. So while we can't say for sure one way or the other, well, I'll tell you what, there's one way to find out, and that's check it out live next Friday and Saturday nights out at Cocopah Speedway. Lots of great race action tonight, next weekend. Oh, so much going on in 2013 at Cocopah Speedway. Again, the 3rd round of the Cocopah Speedway Racing Series tonight out at Cocopah Speedway. Gates again open at 5 with race action at 7 p.m. You can find other specialized content and information regarding Cocopah Speedway on the World Wide Web at cocopahspeedway.com. And you've been listening to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino. We'll be back with more next Saturday morning, 11 a.m., here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400.